Imagine waking up tomorrow, and without any warning, Earth suddenly stops spinning. At first, you wouldn't notice anything. Then within seconds, winds faster than the speed of sound would tear across the planet. Entire cities could be destroyed. The oceans would surge across continents. The length of a single day would change forever. And life on Earth would never be the same again. But could this actually happen? And if it did, would anyone survive? Today, we're exploring one of the most terrifying scientific what-if scenarios ever imagined. What if Earth suddenly stopped spinning? Every single second of every single day, the Earth is moving. Although it feels perfectly still, our planet is spinning at incredible speed. At the equator, Earth rotates at nearly 1,670 kilometers per hour, faster than the cruising speed of most commercial airplanes. Yet we never notice it. This constant rotation shapes almost every part of life. It creates the cycle of day and night, influences weather patterns, and drives powerful ocean currents. Without Earth's rotation, the world we know simply couldn't exist. But what if that motion suddenly stopped? Not gradually, but in a single instant. Could buildings survive? Would the oceans remain in place? Could humanity adapt to a planet where one side never sees the sun? Today, we'll explore this extraordinary scientific thought experiment using real physics to uncover what would actually happen if Earth suddenly stopped spinning. To understand what would happen if Earth stopped spinning, we first need to understand why it's spinning at all. The story begins more than 4.5 billion years ago. Our solar system formed from a giant cloud of gas and dust. As gravity pulled this cloud together, it began to rotate faster and faster, just like a figure skater pulling in their arms. Over millions of years, that rotating cloud formed the sun and planets. Earth inherited that motion, and with nothing in space to slow it down, it has continued ever since. Today, Earth completes one full rotation every 24 hours. That movement gives us sunrise and sunset, regulates temperatures, and helps shape weather systems. Although the rotation feels perfectly smooth, we're all traveling at incredible speed. At the equator, you're moving at nearly 1,670 kilometers per hour. Yet because everything moves at the same speed, the motion feels invisible. But if that ancient motion suddenly came to an end, the consequences would be beyond imagination. Now imagine the impossible. In a single instant, Earth stops spinning. The ground beneath your feet doesn't throw you into the air. Something far more devastating happens. Everything not firmly attached continues moving eastward at the speed Earth was already rotating. At the equator, that's nearly 1,670 kilometers per hour. People, cars, buildings, even the atmosphere would continue moving at incredible speed. The result would be unimaginable. Supersonic winds would race across the planet, tearing apart cities. The oceans would not remain in place either. Billions of tons of water would surge across continents, creating mega tsunamis unlike anything in recorded history. Entire coastlines could disappear beneath walls of water. Within only a few moments, human civilization would face one of the greatest disasters imaginable. And this would only be the beginning. Even if humanity somehow survived the first catastrophic moments, a far greater challenge would soon begin. Without rotation, one side of the planet remains in constant daylight, while the other is trapped in endless night. On the side facing the sun, temperatures would continue to rise. Days become weeks. Rivers and lakes would slowly disappear. Meanwhile, the dark side would experience the exact opposite. Without sunlight, temperatures would plunge far below freezing. Oceans would form thick ice. Entire cities would become frozen wastelands. Between these extremes, there may be only a narrow band where temperatures remain suitable for life. Scientists call this a twilight zone, a region of permanent sunrise or sunset. If humans were able to survive at all, this narrow strip might become the last place where civilization could continue. Our entire world would be transformed, simply because our planet stopped spinning. Earth's rotation doesn't just create day and night, it also shapes the winds and weather systems. If that rotation stopped, the atmosphere wouldn't stop immediately. It would continue moving at tremendous speed. The result would be the most violent storms imaginable. Weather patterns that have been stable for thousands of years would collapse. Rainfall would become unpredictable. Some regions experience endless drought, others flooded by relentless storms. Without rotation, major ocean currents like the Gulf Stream would disappear. Without them, climates would shift dramatically, making many regions far colder or hotter. Agriculture would collapse. The world would become a planet of constant extremes. After the unimaginable destruction, one question would remain. Could humanity survive? The answer is surprisingly complex. Billions of lives would be lost during the initial catastrophe. But complete extinction would not be inevitable. Humans are remarkably adaptable. We've survived ice ages, pandemics, and countless disasters by working together and using technology. Survival would depend on finding regions where temperatures remain stable. Future cities might be built underground. Food could be grown in climate-controlled greenhouses. Renewable energy would become more important than ever. Artificial intelligence and robotics could help manage farms and dangerous infrastructure. Every decision would matter. But humanity has always been driven by one extraordinary instinct: the will to survive. Even on a planet transformed beyond recognition, hope might still endure. Thankfully, a scenario like this is extraordinarily unlikely. Earth cannot simply stop spinning overnight. So why imagine it at all? Because it helps us understand how our planet works. These thought experiments reveal just how perfectly balanced Earth truly is. Every sunrise, every ocean current, and every breath we take depends on natural systems working together. It's easy to think of Earth as unchanging, but our planet is constantly moving at incredible speed. We rarely notice it because it has never stopped. It remains the only home we've ever known. The next time you watch a sunrise, remember, you're standing on a planet spinning at nearly 1,670 kilometers per hour. How lucky are we that it never does stop?